Okay, here's the new IC-7300. I'll try to mostly shut up during this video and just show you a few functions, how it works in operation. Apologies for the shakiness and possibly losing the light balance, so it's not as easy to record the video with a bright screen lit up right in the middle of the front console. So in terms of button layout, it's pretty clear. Quite nice and very easy to use. I'm actually surprised. A lot of my friends ask me about the menus, how things look like, so I think I'll just show you around. So this is one of the main screens. We have the soft buttons and we have the hard buttons for different functions. Exit, of course, it means go back to the previous menus. Quick pulls up the quick menu where you can start recording and change the meter type. So at the moment we are at SWR. The menus are really that easy, and this would be basically the meter that shows up right here. That's the one we will be seeing. M-scope is basically changing how the screen behaves, how it looks like. Function, that's where we switch all of the functions on and off. Preamp attenuator, AGC, of course we can change that. That's where we enable them and disable them. Compression, monitor. This is one of the features which I really like. I can actually hear what I'm transmitting. Very useful. Go back to the menu, and in the menu, scope is basically the big screen, as you can see. Audio, that's this one. Fairly useful. Even though I don't use it too much. Voice, that's for the voice keyer. You can program voice recordings using the microphone. So if we say, for example, set record, I can do record, select number 2, and we can try recording. We can change also the microphone gain. And that's the TX level, so we can change when it plays back how strong the signal is. We use exit to come back, and it doesn't go back to the previous screen. Meter, that's the interesting view, has all of the meters on it. So first of all, from the bottom shows you the power used in amps by the last stage of the amplifier. SWR, compressor, ALC readout. This is the voltage on the last on the amplifier, and this is the temperature. So if it goes too hot, it just stops to cool off. You can't transmit at this stage, at least allegedly, as the manual says. Let's go to the next one. This is a lovely feature. So this is literally allows you to measure your antenna, the parameters of your antenna. So you can set a step. How the top button, you can't see it here. It shows step, currently 10K. How many bars you want on the graph, recall, and this is the play button. So at the moment we are set to 50 watts. I'll just, you can't really see that, so I'll just turn it down to, let's say, 20 watts. I'm using automatic antenna tuner, Untitled CG-3000, so I'm not using the built-in tuner. It wouldn't work well with the random wire antenna I have. So with this one in mind, let me just grab the microphone, let's hit play, and let's try. Antenna is tuned, so it won't show you much. If there was anything going on there, you would basically see like a bar graph showing you the SWR of your antenna. Useful feature, very useful feature, I like it. Didn't know it's here, but yeah, it's very useful. Okay, memories, I didn't use memories, I didn't use scanner, didn't use that either. Record, this is basically the recorder, voice recorder, so you can record contests and so on. So if we go, you have the player settings, skip time 10 seconds, recorder settings, you can record TX and RX, and in settings you select whether you want to record monitor or direct. So monitor is actually what goes out, direct is from the microphone. It splits the files very nicely. PTT auto record is off. Yeah, so it's pretty featureful. There are some recordings here. We can try. Let's see. So this is a station. Yeah. So let's go. Okay, that's where I turned off the recording. It records actually quite a lot of the file. So if you look at, and there is TXRX, so you can see basically the transmissions as well, and it records pretty nice. Okay, let's move on. Next one. So this is pretty much all of the menu here. Let's go to the main scope. So the scope currently shows us 25K of band. We can actually change that by pressing span. So it's 50, 100K, 250, 500. It's like half a megahertz really. And you can see now you have 2.5K, which is very, very granular. 5K, 10K, 25. I stick with 25. Hold basically puts a hold on the screen. Now this is interesting. Center fix. So at the moment our frequency where we're listening is right the center bar here. If you press the XFC, it shows you actually the line on the signal where it is. Right here, a dotted line. But if you press center fix, that shows you we are in 20 meters band, so it shows you between 1400, 14350, which is like the whole band. And now you can see basically all of the transmissions. Now let's say I want to tune somewhere. Here there is a signal. We are roughly in there. Okay, and we can go back to this one for fine-tuning. Let's move this one down a bit. This basically just changes how it's displayed. It's actually quite useful to see this kind of a plot. Works nicely. So that's pretty much it. We can let... Okay, let's go back. We have preamp, of course. Preamp 2. See? Overloaded a bit. Okay, now we are using the first filter. So the first filter is, if we press this for filter, we press this one. We can't really see that too much, but at the moment we are on a 3K filter for SSB. Now we are on 2.4K and 1.8. Let's see this one. So the difference, 3 kilo. Okay, let's tune this one. That's 2.4K. One 8. Now let's try. So we've just narrowed it to 2K by changing one of the sides of the filter. Another feature we can do is basically, at the moment we're using the sharp edge filters, but basically if we hold filter for 1 second, it gives us basically some more settings. So let's change to soft edges. I prefer the sharp edges, so we can stay there, and now exit. Okay. Right. On the buttons here at the bottom, there's also another menu. To be honest, call me naive. I didn't use it yet. Didn't need to. So yes, I don't know the radio entirely. It's just the first impressions. I'll leave the rest to you guys to figure out. Let's see if we can actually get something. Okay, so we have another station.
Victor Uniform 2, Alpha Bravo Sierra, 592884. 2884.
That's quite comfortable, I would say.
117 QSL, thank you. Echo Whiskey 5 Zulu. WA2.
Okay.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Quebec America Uniform 592885. 077. Thank you, good luck. Echo Whiskey 5 Zulu.
So it wasn't a weak station by any standard. Let's try to find something that's really weaker. Okay, something is...
Something outside.
This one looks a bit weaker. No.
Yankee Papa, 7 Papa, cut us. Yankee Papa, 7 Papa, cut us.
So, if we enable compressor, we have the microphone gain, compressor, and this is the power at the moment at 20%. So, to change those, you just tap those and use the multi-knob to turn it 50, 60, microphone gain. I have it at 50, the default. If I go 50 watts, that is pretty much, honestly, 50 watts was enough for the contest so far. Worked pretty well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. One of the beautiful things I really like about this radio, if you are into digital modes, all you need to do is plug in a single USB cable, connect it to your laptop or desktop, whatever you're using, and Windows will detect it as a serial port, as an audio device. It has pretty much everything. It comes as its own sound card, so couldn't be easier. No more mess with other interfaces, other cables. That's pretty useful, I have to say. I did some tests, and yeah, pretty impressive. My problem so far was that I had a really bad antenna, so I put up something really quickly today, random wire, give or take 6.5 meters, as I said, through the ATU, and that's what I get. It works easily from 40 meters upwards, and actually I think 80 meters would tune as well. I'm using currently reduced power, but no issues. Contest is going pretty well. Maybe not many contacts, but those that work are just fine. Let's catch...
Mike Whiskey 591898. 339 QSL, Radio America, 3 Yankee.
Now let's go to the record, play files today.
Mike Whiskey 591898.
Okay, one useful thing to know for all of the contesters, and not only contesters. So, SD card that you can put in, according to the manual, the radio can take up to 32 gigabytes. Now, the question is, how long does it last, right? So, I use, I think, 2 gigabyte memory card here right now. So, if we go, was it here? No, it was actually in the settings. So, in SD card info, I have 1.8 gigabytes free, as you can see, and 33 hours recording time. That's pretty impressive. Put a 4 gig card and you can record 48-hour context all time on. So this is just for the card settings. You can actually load settings, save configuration of the radio, and so on. In others, let's go from the back, maybe information, touchscreen calibration, reset, emergency, self-explaining, time set, UTC offset, and basically date time to be set. Going for display, screensaver set to 60 minutes, opening message on, call sign, power on check on, display language English or Japanese currently. Connections, data mod, external keypad, sieve, USB serial function, I have it set to sieve. Pretty much those are the default settings. Everything comes very nicely set up by default pretty much. So not that I had to change much. In functions, beep level, band edge beep, so it also tells you where you are in band, where you're out of band. Everything is here, split tuner, speech, keying, microphone, all the settings. I've seen somewhere here basically settings also for tone control, TX, SSB, and that's where we can change the settings. So we have transmit treble and transmit bass, which we can tune bass. So first is bass, then treble. Useful. Same for receiving side of the radio. And, very quickly, from not an expert, just someone that bought the radio and had a play with it. And yes, I read through the manual just to be sure I don't mess up big time. That's pretty much it. Sweet piece of kit for this price. I would say £1,050. Okay, I need to test it, against bigger radios, typical contest radios maybe, I don't know. But feature-wise, for this price point, I don't think there is, much to compete with. I'm pretty impressed. Let's see how it works going forward. But so far, so good. That's I have it for 3 days now. Got it on Thursday, just before Easter. Pretty much on the day when they hit the shelves in the UK. And that's it. Okie doke. I hope you enjoy that, and see you soon.